entrepreneurship is a journey. It's a fight, it's a battle, but what I can say is that it's always worth it. Good things come to those who don't wait, but those who fight for what they want. And so for me, I got a whole lot going on in regards to being a family man, being an entrepreneur, being a business owner. And it's exciting and I love it. I wouldn't change what I do for the world. And so just to kind of give everybody a little quick understanding of who I am and what I do. Like Bree said, you can find me on Instagram at Mr.Phenomenal Power, on Facebook, Dion Coopwood. And I am your business mentor, your motivational coach. And on top of that, I teach financial literacy in the credit industry. So I teach small business owners and entrepreneurs and freelancers and just regular, ordinary people the understanding and the concept of personal credit, business funding, manufacturer spending, trade lines, the whole nine. So that way they can literally excel and scale their lifestyle.
That all sounds like we really have to delve into that. Because there's a few things that I kind of have some background about. I know people typically have some questions, but then there's a few things you mentioned that I don't even know what you're talking about. And I definitely want to find out more because it sounds interesting. But first, I want to know, like, what brought you to this space? How did you get started in the credit and business consultation space?
Gotcha. Yeah. So what I'll tell you this, when I graduated from college, and I'm gonna tell my age a little bit, but when I graduated from college in 2008, my first job that I got was in 2009, because in 2008, as everybody know, like the economy was kind of how it is now. It was like the bubble had happened, the economy was crazy, you couldn't find a job. So it literally took me like almost a year or so to land a job. And so the first job that I had, I was working at Sprint. I worked there for 7 years and I started as a sales representative. We talk about back then, I was making like, I think $10 an hour or something crazy like that, right? And I had literally worked my way from like representative. I was number one representative, the number one assistant manager, number one store manager. And then I got up to the point where I was district managing for Sprint for 7 years. And then I actually transitioned to T-Mobile. And so at that time, when I was becoming like coming into adulthood and, having children and stuff like that, I learned a lot that them jobs taught me. And what I learned was like about winning, just the culture of being a business owner, just the literally that job actually taught me entrepreneurship. And so a job that I once loved and I thought that I was going to retire at taught me a lot of those business foundational principles that I was able to transition into entrepreneurship, because I got to a point where I wanted to pivot. And at that point where I really wanted to pivot, I had an epiphany where I said, well, if y'all paying me 6 figures a year and here I am just a kid, in my mind, I'm like, I'm just a kid making 6 figures a year. I got more money than I could spend. And I've been successful here. I'm like, I think that I could be successful as a business owner. And so 6 years ago, I decided to take a leap of faith and decided that I wasn't going to apply for no more jobs. A job wasn't for me. I decided that I was just going to bet all of the chips on me. And so 6 years ago, I actually started my entrepreneurial journey in the, it was financial services. It wasn't the financial like aspect of where I'm in now, but it was financial services where I was doing life insurance and financial planning for individuals. And so that's kind of where my journey started. And then it kind of got to the point where it evolved to where you see it today. So I've always had that background for years. It's been years, having that finance background of that financial literacy foundation. And so I started there, did a couple other things, had other successful businesses. We talking about real estate. I started a solar renewable energy company. Who knows about that, right? So a lot of stuff. We talk about making hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars over the years. But I landed and I'm stuck on credit and the financial literacy space in regards to credit and things of that nature, because I've seen what it actually does for the community and I've seen how it helps people. And so for me, I'm very passionate about helping people. And because I love helping people and credit, it's the foundation of everything. Just like you, Bree, it's kind of like no matter where you go and what you do, credit is going to be a determining factor on whether you can move forward or whether you got to sit still. And so when I realized that, and I really had that moment where I realized that this was the foundation of anything and everything, I said, I'm going to stick with this and I'm going to help people have that foundational understanding of how credit is literally helping you or holding you back from everything you want, need, and got to have in life.